I'm listening to you talk, Marshall. How come you're not running the NFL Players Association? Because this is one of my big problems with the NFLPA. I feel it took a big step back after Gene Upshaw. To me, the only way that league can be, the only way those players can be represented properly is by a former player. And you're the first guy that I've ever sat and listened to. I was like, oh, he could do what Gene Upshaw did. How come you're not in that spot, or how come you're not looking for that spot?
The people making the decisions on that, they look for and look like the people who are running it.
DeMaurice Smith was like 5'5", never played football in his life. And then
what is he though?
A lawyer.
Okay.
Conversation, yeah. His
lawyer.
What was Gene Upshaw? He did have a law degree. But
No. Gene was a former player. I think he operated as some. I'm just saying, like,
put around him.
I'm just saying, Gene was a former player who had lawyers around him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we went to
lawyers
a lawyer.
Don't want to hang around
we went to a lawyer who brought other lawyers around him.
Well, they said 1,000
and now we have a businessman who has lawyers around him.
Of a good day or something like that.
But what they have is weak leadership, in my opinion, and leadership that, because I think it's a hard job.
I cannot. Here's what I'm gonna say. He did the job that was necessary to combat Roger Goodell and where the league was going. He did as good a job as he could. That's what I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah, I would give him that, but I'm saying a former player that actually loved the game and loved the players could have done a better job.
At the point in time and where we was as a league and what we needed another litigator to go up against a litigator.
Yep.
Because Roger ain't no slouch, man. I give him his. Like, the NFL is the best because we are the best. Like, and we have the best. We're not basketball. They're not just going to turn the league over to the players and the players union.
No
it's
way.
a fight.
Yep.
It's a fight. And D respectfully and disrespectfully had his fuse with Roger and told the line with him.
Maybe I'll sound naive, but this is what I believe. With Gene Upshaw, why I thought he excelled is because he recognized, like, man, there's so much money to be made. I need to be, and the players need to be in partnership with ownership. And DeMaurice Smith, being a litigator, thought, I need to be completely adversarial with the NFL.
Yes.
And if you look at the results in terms of percentage of gross revenue and all that, it all backed up on DeMaurice Smith. And where the league could be if they had someone that understood, like, hey, man, Jerry Jones would rather be in partnership with the players than in a total knockdown, drag-out fight with the players. I'm not saying he roll over and just give things away, but it's a better approach, right? There's so much money to be made that they don't mind sharing it.
Who you talking about? Who's they?
Stop.
They don't mind what?
Stop.
Sharing it.
Stop.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna give you this. Hold on. When Gene was back in the day, it was something called DGR, Designated Gross Revenue. Yeah. And I remember sitting with Gene, God bless his soul, good man. And I said, who's designating this gross income? Because when I get a check, it says gross and net. I don't get to designate what I'm gonna tell you this is. Who's designating the gross amount that you're telling us that we're getting 60% of? Designated gross. What do you mean designated? I want a piece of the parking, the hot dogs, the beer, the whole 9 yards. Can we get a real accounting? And he looked at me like this here, like, boy, you better wake up. Like, and then he came up with the minimum where if you were a 7-year guy, you had to be paid $725, 8-year guy had to be $850, 9-year guy. You remember those? And I looked at him and I pointed out in my locker room, I said, there's Kenny Gant, LaCurtis Buckley, Jerry Ellison, and another special team guy. That's 9, 11, 12, and 13 years. We ain't got no $5 million to pay them 4 dudes. Are you kidding me, Gene? You're finna run them boys out of the league. And he went, I didn't think of that. I said, you're trying to make them spend more money. But how you gonna tell us, brother, he can't take $500,000? They don't get that kind of money at McDonald's. You gonna tell this man as a 9-year vet, He can't take a $600,000 contract?
Well, you think they want to share with us?
Yeah, because it's sometimes it's better to.
Do you understand? Let's just talk about health insurance.
Yeah.
You know, there's no health insurance once you, I think, 5 years out.
I blame that on the union
Why?
because you could get it. You get what you
No.
demand. You get what you fight for. You get
I
what
know,
you can
I know.
leverage.
I know. But when you work a job in the United States, the government decides to that employer, you got to give them health insurance. And if they play X amount of work for you for X long, now it's part of their retirement package. That's not union. That's the government.
Yeah, and so, take my mother, worked 30 years at AT&T. That's 30 years. Most NFL careers are 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And so I don't blame NFL saying, I got to pay this guy's insurance, and he was only in this league for 2 years. I got to pay it for life.
No, not for life.
No.
No. Not for life. 2 years, not for life. We're talking like guys who helped build this thing.
Right. And I believe the union could get that done if the leadership really believed in that.
Nah, so the union, so you got to remember the union is for the current players.
Current.
Yeah. And
when they
I'm
and
gonna
when
go
they
back.
come-
I'm gonna go back to where I started the show at. My philosophy. Oh, those old players are the reason why I'm in the league right now,
Understood.
making $30-40 million a year. So Jason Whitlock is going to explain to everybody in the room. They may disagree with me, like, I owe Marshall Faulk. I stood on his shoulders. I'm making $30 million because
you're
Marshall
not-
took 5. I would make that argument. I'm sorry.
Listen, that's not happening.
No.
The players
That's
they
on
have
us then. That's on the
have,
players.
They have video games and they damn near don't know some of the guys who played before them.
That's
they
on
can't-
us,
Who is us?
the players.
No, that's not on the players.
No.
You got to understand that the game.
What are
the
we?
game-
What are they responsible for?
The game at a young level, at a very young level, you're taught the game. And if you're not taught the game and you're not taught to respect the game and to understand what was before you, then that's not going to happen. I'm telling you, there's guys playing in the NFL that if you ask them about a Hall of Fame player, somebody they don't know, they have no idea who the player is.
No clue.
I heard of him.
Got you.
heard that name.
That's to me. That's where leadership and a former player as the head of the union. That's like a 15-year initiative of. We got to create a culture, a real brotherhood.
No.
I'm just.
Here's the thing. All right. The league. Once you're done, you're done. They might prop you up to do something, but you're not seeing other than calling games and working in television. You're not seeing a lot of former players highlighted. I mean, you don't see as good a job as Troy Vincent is doing. You don't hear. I'm just saying, you don't see.
Again, part of it is. I'm just telling you. What's your mentality when you're done? And if it's not, what of value can I bring to the league or my former team? Your mentality's wrong. Because what the team is going to say is we paid you. And while we were here, we advised you, we provided all this other stuff.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but the opportunity has to be there. Like if the opportunity was there, they wouldn't be putting all of these diversity, inclusion, all of these. The Rooney Rule would need to be a Rooney Rule. If there was an issue, we would need it. And now it's got to be in the front office. Like none of that would need to. None of that would. If the opportunity was just opportunity and it was equal, then we wouldn't need none of these things in place.
Our mentality's wrong.
Who is our?
Former black athletes. Our mentality. I'm just to get specific.
And is it wrong? Is it wrong because we're wrong, or is it wrong because these are the facts and here's what we dealt with and here's what it's been like?
No, I think what happens is, take Warren Sapp, and I could say the same about you, obviously, but it's like when Warren Sapp, what made him great was like, didn't nobody have to say, hey, Warren, go get the quarterback. Warren went out and got the quarterback because he was that kind of a dog. And no one had to tell him, hey, Warren, you know, there's an opportunity for you to sack the quarterback. No one had to tell him that. No, they may show him a better technique on how to sack the quarterback, but Warren wanted to go out and create his own opportunities. And then once the playing career is over, that dog mentality that made you a great football player has to take over in real life, and it's about creating opportunities for yourself.
There's no opportunities. You ain't creating none.
Jason,
I done created
understand.
opportunities my whole life. Guys, I came
Jason,
from nothing.
I
I graduated
no,
college
I
with a
understand what you're saying.
2.3. No, I wrote every newspaper in the college begging for a job, and they all told me, except for one, that they would give me a chance at $5 an hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, great. Watch what I do with that $5 an hour job.
No. They gave you the job, though.
They gave you the job.
Yeah, they gave
That's the
it.
thing.
They gave you the job.
They gave you the job.
I created it though.
No, you didn't.
No. They gave it to you.
No,
You
you
begged
didn't.
for it and they gave it to you.
If you created the job, guess what? You'd have been working for free, and they would have saw your value, and then
I
offer you
basically
$5.
was working
No.
for $5.
They gave you $5. No.
They gave you the job.
They gave you $5 to do the job. If you'd have went there, and then I'm gonna show you my value, and then they say, you know what? After 2 months, 3 months, a year, now I'm gonna pay you $5 an hour. That's creating a job. You took the opportunity. The space was open. Remember, there was Warren Sapp before Warren Sapp. We just didn't know. He couldn't go to Miami. Back when we had to go to HBCUs, he couldn't go to Miami. Back when they wouldn't draft him in the
you know
NFL.
who created them opportunities? Sam Bam Cunningham. They went down and ran over Alabama, and everybody started saying, I need to get me some black players. You create James Harris, all these guys that had these great HBCU
so the
careers,
opportunity was created
by your hard work and by your go-getting it and by creating the opportunity.
Now, the opportunity was created once they realized, oh shit, they can
They're
play
better.
at this level.
Yeah,
they're better.
Yeah.
Got you.
And guess what Alabama had to do? They had to accept that game on their schedule.
Right. And so
And guess what? How long they didn't want to take this game.
our history
Yes.
from beginning is about creating opportunities, doing the work necessary. No one gave us freedom from slavery. We went out and took that. But black, white people, believers, whatever, people died for that. It wasn't given, it was created. That's this mentality of, well, they won't give us this. That's not what America's about. America's about what you're willing to go take and create.